I've received a number of reports today from students who took the November LSAT and got their scores back and were shocked to find that they had dropped 10, 20 points from their practice tests, even though they felt like the test went fine. Today, I'll walk you through what I think might have been going on. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, the first thing we've got to consider here is that there is a selection bias in those who post on forums and message boards. For someone who takes their practice test, takes the actual thing, and gets the same exact score as their practice test average, they're probably not posting online. And if they do, it's probably not getting a lot of attention or upvotes or likes or what have you, just because it's not that noteworthy. In contrast, someone who drops significantly, that's noteworthy. It's worth posting about, worth talking about, worth puzzling over. And similarly, someone who gets a really positive result higher than their average may post also. But unfortunately, the nature of social media, negative news tends to get more attention than positive news does. Maybe it has something to do with our psychology. Who knows? So consider selection bias in what you're seeing on social media and forums and such. There are also some conspiracy theories going around that LSAC is making the new LSAT harder to balance things out with those who took the previous format with logic games, which was maybe somehow easier because logic games is easier to perfect. I don't know. This doesn't seem that likely to me either, because logic games was easier for some folks, but also harder for other folks. Could be a wash. It helped some, hurt others. The change to replace it with a second logical reasoning helps some, hurts others. But one thing is clear is that there has been a significant increase in LSAT score inflation over the past few years. One reason for this was the temporary LSAT flex format, but another bigger reason is the significant increase in LSAC granting accommodations for extra time and extra breaks, resulting in rising LSAT medians and percentile changes as well. For example, all of the top 14 law schools now have LSAT score medians of 170 or above, and it used to be that scoring a 173 put you in the 99th percentile, but now you've got to get a 175 to be in the 99th percentile. And so LSAC could be balancing things out by making the so-called curve harder to account for this. And if this is in fact the case, it certainly doesn't seem quite fair to me for LSAC to make such a radical change over such a short period of time. They should instead do it more gradually, but bottom line, it is what it is. And so if you are retaking the LSAT in January or February or beyond, you're going to want to focus on drilling the harder questions to be ready for anything. At LSAT Unplugged, we will create for you a personalized day-by-day study plan, laying out for you exactly what to do from now through your test date to help you drill the areas that need the most work. Because if you want to get a different result next time, you've got to prep differently. And so if there was a resource you were considering but didn't pursue it, now is the time. And the best way to prep, especially if you're on a shorter timeline and you're taking the LSAT in January or February, it's going to be one-on-one coaching, personalized to exactly what you need on your schedule, a program tailor-made to fit your situation like what we offer at LSAT Unplugged. If you're interested in finding out more, you can check out the links below this video to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And one last thing, if you are feeling like something is fishy about your LSAT result, if you did drop 10, 20 points from your practice test and you're like, this couldn't possibly be correct, LSAC does offer a score audit option for $150 to double check your scores. This might be a bit of a money grab on their part just because the LSAT is computerized now. This is more of an artifact from back when the LSAT was on paper and maybe there was an issue with a Scantron machine or bubbling or something like that. But it might be worth considering just for the peace of mind. But one thing you should consider is that if your score changes, if it's higher or lower than the original, that new score will stand whatever the outcome, and you can't audit your score a second time. It is what it is. Anyway, folks, that's all for now. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.